Hello. Let me know if you can hear me okay. Sounds quiet. I think I can hear myself well, but let me know if you can hear me okay. Great. Check, check. Let's see if this is a little better. Just gonna raise the music a bit, and yeah, if you ever can't hear the music, let me know in chat. I will fix it. I'm mainly gonna probably disconnect everything here, start from scratch. I have two views, which are not working. So 1 second, let me make sure that this is working. Oh, it's because it's not plugged in. Okay, there. So I can show you kind of like close up what I'm doing occasionally as we're patching, and then I'll do a play around after. So let's start from scratch. One of the issues I have to deal with this particular case is, you might notice, there's no sequencer. So whereas on my other Mutable case I use marbles, on this one I do have grids for some drum sequencing, but in terms of melodic sequencing, kind of left out to dry a little bit. So we have to be creative when doing the melodic sequencing. So I've reset Pam's. We're starting essentially from scratch. I will probably start by getting the drums going, and I like to use red for drums. So let's just go ahead and start there and get a beat going so that it's not just dead silent. So I don't think, I'm trying to think if I need to mult the main BPM or if I just take everything out of grids. Let's go ahead and mult it out. It's a gate, so I can just use a passive mult to get one of these down to, and we can, let me see if this is a better view for what I'm doing right here. There we go. Let me put this up just a touch. There we go. Yeah, so we're just multing this down to links in case we need more channels. Maybe we will. And now we have the beat is actually already going in terms of the triggers inside grids. So we just need to take the first two triggers, which do the kind of snare and bass patterns, patch the bass over to, I'm going to use peaks as kind of 808. So bass patch to bass, snare pass to snare, And then we'll do ripples for, I wonder if we should add these together. Maybe we want to add these together with whatever hi-hatty thing we end up doing. And in fact, maybe we'll just use Braids today as our like rhythmic sound. And we could bring all of these together over in links, just add them all together in the mixer. And you throw that into one ripple. So we've got like drums going into one ripples. We can also, one thing I like to do is we could mult the triggers coming out of grids to change the VCF, to change the filter, so that we could make the bass boomy, we could make the snare snappy. But let's bring them all home first. So we're going to bring out of a couple of these and bring them all down to down here for a second. So there is bass, here is snare, here is the hats, and I ran out of red cable, so we'll use a super long red cable out into our filter with the drive. And then I guess I could use, oh yeah, something I do in my other rack that maybe I should just do here is coming out of grids, we can use these stack cables to stack over the frequency changes. So one second, let me, actually, this is just fine. Make sure this is going up. And bass still goes into bass out the back of this first stack cable, and snare still goes into snare. So those are the triggers. And then we can use these gates to change the frequencies, potentially. Either the resonance for the bass or the frequency for the snare. That is actually what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to bring the bass over to resonance, bring the snare one over to frequency, and then we'll attenuate them with the knobs. Hopefully that works. Let's get the full view here. As our patch starts to add up. And finally, I've run out of red cables, so I'll use a pink one to... Oh no, wait, I still have that long red cable. Oh yeah, but we'll kind of use an adjacent color to take this out into our mixer. And then out into the computer. So you should hear a big bonk. Oh, and that's the resonance probably. So that, those probably need to be attenuated. Yeah. Cool. So let's take this into our, I want to save a little bit of real estate here on shades. Right here. So I don't know how many of these I want to give up. Maybe just the resonance one. Maybe just the bass one we give up. And the frequency one should be able to be attenuated just here. So we'll just remember that the first shades is going to attenuate the drum. Now, one thing that I don't understand and is not documented is this copy of Veils I have over here. Let me show you. is a 10 HP, like, early version of the first iteration of Veils. And so it has, I was getting some drive out of it because it doesn't have the same curves that are separate through trimmer knobs as the Veils that was eventually released. So I think we could potentially get some grit or distortion out of the Veils. In any case, I think we will just speed it up in Pam's when we want it to be sped up. So, yeah, something like this. So the way that Grids works, this is a really cool module. It's essentially like a wave table, but for patterns. And so the X and the Y over here change like what latitude and longitude were in this table of patterns. And then these three knobs, you'll just set them to and then we can kind of scroll around in this table to find one we like. Oh, and I see the chaos is all the way up. Let's turn the chaos down. The other thing I think we should do is do a reset so that we can always start each phrase with the kick. So let's get one of our events, I think, here over in Pam's should just be a phrasing. We'll have a couple of these, but I think down on the second row, I'm going to do one of these as something that'll help us start to produce some phrases. So I'll use number 6. I'm going to use 5 for melody. I'll use 6 for the phrasing. And we just need to send a gate every phrase. So maybe it's every 4 notes. Maybe it's every 1 or every 8. We can change it later. But let's go ahead and reset this. Okay, so we need it much longer than that. Maybe every 16 beats. So then if we stop and we start again, we get something dependable that we can rely on, that we can build around, that starts in the same way. I actually don't like how the hi-hat here is being combined. Maybe we just bring this straight in. I'll use my like little baby red cable. I can show you here. I've got like one very small cable for each color. So I'll use the baby one. Just mold this over from the output of Braids to the second in of our first ripples. There we go. I'm gonna turn that up. And you can see we could turn down the snare and the bass. And in fact, instead of doing the 3, well, it's probably fine. I was gonna say we could send them to the 2 down here on, you can't really see, down here on links to mix them a little bit nicer, but the 3-to-1 has, I think, a 6 dB drop, which maybe is important for when they play together. So we'll just leave it there. Bring them back up. Kind of cool. There's a little pumping kind of thing going on because we're sending the snare to change the frequency. We can get a snappier snare if we want, or we could bring it. We can control some of. We could also tone the snare down. Something like this is probably fine though. I do like the kind of pumping sound we're getting. Okay, so let's call this drums. We're gonna have to do a bunch of work on, for example, making the cymbals more interesting, because right now they're just click click clicking. Modulate them eventually. We can also change the sound. And to make them louder, what we'll do is we'll just decrease the volume of the snare and the kick. Just listening around for a second to see if there's anything that sticks out to me that would be cool. Well, it's fine. We can leave it at snare for now, or the normal cymbal sound for now. Cool. How do we use this to get some melody? So this is like the trickiest problem of this rack, is how to do some melody. And I try and build, I think one thing I'm going to try and do, and most of my patches on this case are going to do, is we need to use kind of stages here. Let me see if I can get a good view without it falling off the desk. Make it a little taller. Yeah, this is good. So we kind of need to use stages here to make like a little mini marbles. And I think I'm going to use these two channels to try and do that. We have a quantizer. I have ornament and crime for it. So I think I can send a random signal to both of these. I'm trying to think. We have only one sample and hold. It's the Kinks one. I definitely want to use it. I think what I could do is, if the main melody is like 16th notes or something, and then the sample and hold is some Euclidean pattern that is less than that, we can like derive the bass out of the main pattern. So let's get the main pattern. We'll probably be sending this to Elements. We'll use a different color. I think we'll use like purple maybe. Let me get my purple cables here. And I already have a 16th note pattern in the out 5. Let me think about this for a sec. I think we'll just make it, I had it smooth. I'll just make it noise, like random, because then our pattern we can turn up by 4. So now we're getting the 16th note noise. And we can do... Yeah, so I'm trying to think how we can control this. So if we get the full blast 16th note noise, I think we need to use one of these. These can be used as an offset, right? Yes, they can. Okay, cool. So we can use one of these. I'll have to use a dummy cable, so let me get the purple dummy cable so that it has no input. I think that will work. Let me see if that works. I'm going to throw this over here. And I'm looking at... Oh no, that still molts down. Oh, we need the out here of... Wait, why did we send this in here in the first place? I think we were going to do something with this to help us. Oh yeah, with the resonance. That's right, that's right, that's right. The pumping gesture of the drums. Let me turn those back up for a second. Yeah, okay. We're going to do this. So we can control if it feeds back or not. Yeah, okay, that's cool. So we'll do that. Now that should make it so it doesn't pass down, and I won't need the dummy cable. I can just send a raw output here to control, I think, the level of our noise from this second, this white knob here will control the level of the noise we're going to derive the melody from. So make sure I get the right length cable. I'm going to re-go to the big view because we're going to pump this into CV1. It's just a positive signal. Right here, it can just go up or down. It doesn't go negative. And then over in our noise generation, on the level, we'll change that to CV1. So then, when we bring the noise, this like random noise to our sample and hold, let's, we don't want to mult it here. I think we've got to use, because these are all meant to be for melody, we're going to use our, we're going to use the second channel of links to mult this so that it's very precise. So one input, two outputs. One of the outputs is going to be the in of our sample and hold. Let's look, see if I can do a close-up view of this. It's math time. I'll do it from this angle. I'll pull back a little bit. Okay, so this one's coming up to our in for our sample and hold. And then we want this to be happening, potentially this could be like, what's coming out of the sample and hold could be like a bass or some undergirding melody line, whereas the main, turn this off again, the main like output of this we can just throw into elements. So let me do that so we have some, the first out is going to go all the way over here, and we can, just for now, we'll make a, oh, we could take our, we could actually mult our hi-hat. So that it will trigger the elements. Oh, there it is, gate. Okay, so now we can see the elements flashing here. And I think maybe I'll use the rest of the pink to, I think I'm just gonna send the elements into clouds. So maybe we can make a shimmer or like a, some kind of like background chord. And then we'll send clouds up and out. In the other one, we'll pick up on the bass in a second. But let's listen to what that sounds like. If I can send clouds out, I am gonna replace, I don't think we need this super long purple cable here. Like this. Then we can do the 2 long purple cables from clouds. Should we send it directly out? Let's control it for now. I'm gonna do it with these 2 bottom parts of fails. And then we need 2 cables. Go. I already have some plugged in. So let's see. We want left and right. Oh, and because this is turned down, we get just the root note. But if we turn the white knob up, that should change the level of our random wave. It doesn't seem to be. Why is it not? I don't think I need a dummy cable. No, because that will change the, when it's, I guess one thing we could try is, can I turn, for example, could I use this to change the B octave clouds? So let's just test to see if our offset is working. Yeah. So it is sending a, like a 10 volt offset. So why is it not changing the melody of our Pams? So let's go back into this. Oh, I see. I had it at 1% rather than CV1. That's my bad. So now, when we fiddle with this white knob here, this one, we can just very musical. That is so fun and good, kind of like marbles is fun and good. You can see how we can already start to do kind of a play around with just a few meta controls. And we could even control, for example, if we wanted to go into a bridge after this one, here we go. So we can turn off just the bass and the snare and leave the cymbals on. And then when we want to get back into it, we can bring everything back up. Cool. So, what if we wanted to use part of that melody to drive the bass? So let's go ahead and we have this sample and holds over here. Right here. And so we're pumping in the melody to it, but for the bass, I think that we could use the kick, for example, and pick a new note every time the kick kicks. So let's try and mult this a second time out of the bass. I like doing this because then it gives everything is kind of related musically back to grids. And if we like sped grids up or slowed grids down, and since it's a gate, it should translate just fine to trigger the sample and hold. So here's the trigger going in. And then coming out of that will be this bass melody potentially. And we're not sending any of this through our quantizer yet. Maybe we should be. Anyway, here's the out. We're going to throw it down here to the Voct of tides. And then we're going to take tides. Actually, I might need to split this again. You know what? We're going to need so many of this kick. I wonder if I should just dedicate the first channel of links to this kick. Because we need to both trigger the sample and hold, the kick drum, and the streams to kind of get this all going. So maybe I'll do that right now. So you just throw this down here. And now we have a bunch of kick. So one goes up to the sample and hold. One goes down to the streams, channel 1. Like this. As the exciter. The bass low, I guess. We'll have to listen to it. I can plug that over into the streams to give it an envelope, and then we can take the out of that streams over and up into, oh, my cable's too short. Let's get a long cable and take this out of the streams up into fails. So that's playing through, I mean, that's quite noisy. Let's see if I can fix that. Yeah, we want it. One second. Pretty sure this is correct. Oh, I see what's wrong. 1 second. Now I need to change this. something like this. I don't really hear it changing. Oh, it's because we haven't turned the white knob up. Oh, and also we want to take this bass out and throw it into its own channel right here. Oh, and let's tune these together. So we'll just turn it down. This might be okay. We do need to throw it all into the quantizer. I'm not sure it's melodically kind of working together. I think I see what's happening. Yeah, I think we need to throw it in the quantizer because I think Tides is playing chromatically, and I don't remember what the button pushes are to change the quantization scale of the Tides, whereas Elements is playing in a major key. So let's just fix it by doing both into the quantizer, and I think that will do it. Let's see. Probably here and here. Oh, where's the bass? Yeah, right here. So let me take the out from the sample and hold down into the quantizer, and let me take the out from the original melody here. Like this. And then we could, with Ornament and Crime, show this down here. We could kind of make sure that we're all, right now we're in G, let's just set it to C. Oh, and I do have like subtle kind of tuning things going on with it, but hopefully it's okay. I don't want to reset it all. Okay. And then if we go back to the screensaver of, I think this is the calibrator. It's one of DJ Phaser's modules or programs for VCV. But if we go back to the screensaver, it should show us what our root notes are here, which should be C. And so if they're not C, we can offset the pattern coming from here. I wonder if I do it like a long press? Nope. Oh, that's a save. What about a long press here? Maybe I'll just let it go for a second. It looks like my camera is getting like more and more blue over time, but this one is adjusting, so apologies for that. Don't like the bass coming always at the same time as the kick, we could make it happen less by plugging it into the accent of the kick, which might be nicer. So each channel of grids, aside from being able to be modulated in terms of these knobs, send out individual accents, which is quite cool. Which we're not using yet in the patch for the snare or cymbals, just the bass now on the bass. That sounds kind of nice, yeah. Clouds need some work. Actually, we can turn off clouds for now. There we go. Just do this. So one of the things that is a problem with the patch that we haven't done yet is, I think that we have like all the voices, right? And we have good separation on them. So we could, for example, resettle the melody down and take out just the kick and snare like this. Oh, wrong one. Here. Which is nice. So we have this kind of moment. We can just turn on the melody. And we can bring in the kick and snare when we want them here. Yeah, and we actually have individual control of clouds as well. Though we haven't like messed with it yet. So since we have all these voices kind of working the way we want them to, I think the big problem now is that they're not like breathing together. There's no like overarching modulation. So I propose doing two things. One is I think we need a kind of like micro modulation that makes everything breathe every single measure in a similar way. And then we should use frames to do some macro modulation to bring instruments in and out easily by setting some keyframes. And then we could start to kind of do a play around. Though it's hard with frames to play around once it's patched, so we might end up just kind of like playing a piece, so we'll see. But so I think there's two things I like to do for this kind of like macro modulation. One is let's set up a channel. And we can kind of turn this down. Let's turn down our bass and our drums for a second. So we've got this sound. So let's set up a new channel just to do like a slow sine wave. So I'm gonna do this divided by 8, and it'll just rise and fall. So we can see that here. Oh, my finger is covering it. So yeah, like this. Light going up and down, and we can like shift it more or less, but let's use, for this set of modulations, let's use white. So a bunch of white cables. It doesn't need to be very precise, so I can use a splitter here. Actually, let's push it over into, we're gonna use up the Kinks here, the first set of, I can show you up here. We're gonna kind of bring it all out of this sine section of Kinks, so we can there's the inversion. I'm gonna do just this. I think it's all positive anyway, so I think these bottom two are just a pure replication of the sine wave. So we can get 4 signals out of that. And let's send at least 1 to each sound we've made. So, 2 elements. What do we want to change? Maybe like brightness or something. That's pretty nice. And oh yeah, we could do dampening also. That's pretty cool. What else? The cymbal, you know, should probably be following this, so let's bring a couple of these over into the cymbal also. Hear it very well. Let's go and let's try the color. Oh, the FM wasn't working because I didn't have the FM up, I think. Okay, it's working on some of the other sounds, so maybe we find one that gels with what we're up to. Okay, this is pretty nice, like kind of bringing it in and out. I'm still gonna hunt around. think I want something more clicky. This flute sound was actually kind of doing it for me. We could do something more like bell-like like this, which would be kind of cool. So these seem to be gelling pretty well together. I also think that this sine wave should impact rings. Oh yeah, and I think one of the reasons we're hearing like I don't know, a little static every once in a while is because I have that cable plugged into the clock still running out. Alright, so the inversion of that, maybe we can do something with it. In fact, maybe the braids comes from the inverse. Oh, I see. Because of the negative, it's not... I see. I don't think we want to do that. Alright, the other thing... So let's just say this is good enough for the sine wave, impacting these two sounds. The other thing I like to do, we'll use gray for this, is I'd like to do a ramp. And we'll use channel 8 and this will be every like 4th measure or something. So let's set it to 4. Let's make the wave a triangle. Let's make the width 100, so it's more of like a long saw rising upward. Let's make do Euclidean with 4 steps, and I think we have to rotate the trigger. There's just going to be one trigger, and I think we have to rotate it 3 to get it to show up at the end. We'll just put this on blend for now of clouds, just so that we can hear it show up. Oop, I need my really long gray cable. We'll change this up. Let's bring the bass back in. For those of you patiently listening to me set this up. So there's clouds showing up, and so we could count. Like, let's say we're starting the song here. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's try rotating again. We'll stop it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4. Here we should hear clouds, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. Here we should hear clouds again. Okay, we have it. Let's try rotating it to 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's right away. We don't want that. So the 4 seemed to be wrong. Maybe my try it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so how does that happen right away? 1 trigger, 4 steps. Try doing it on step 3. And then I'm gonna make this slower. Right now it's divided by 4. Let's divide by 8. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, clouds, 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 clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, clouds, clouds. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, clouds, clouds. Wait, why is it not showing up sometimes? I liked the speed, but I think I want it to show up double. So we need to change the number of steps to 2. And the E trig will be on 2. So let's 1, 2, 3. Nope. Oh, yeah, that's 2 trigs. That was wrong. Our rotation will be on 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so how does that happen? Oh, I see. We'll rotate it once. 6, 7, 8, 2, 2, 3, 4, clouds, clouds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, this is working now the way we want it. I guess you could use a scope to determine it. I just have never liked using scopes, but maybe it's less efficient. Okay, so how do we mold this out? Because we need this to go to a few places. I think we send it to the second set of Kinks panels. So here it goes over to Kinks 2, which is a comparator, but I think if we just have one input, won't it just duplicate it? Let's try taking out the minimum and see if it duplicates it. And if not, then we'll just duplicate it from the... But we could do it over to shades also. But that doesn't double it. Yeah, it doesn't take the minimum there. It would only take the max. Alright, well if that's the case, then there's no point in doing that. We'll just take 2 out from that channel. And I do think that we want the clouds to be one inheritor of this. Though maybe we do bus it over to the third thing of shades. Do we want it consistent? I could always duplicate it in Pam's if I want a second. So this one we can turn on and off. I'm just going to turn it all the way up. And then we can do 1 on the clouds. What else should we use this for? I think the bass could do something. Like maybe change the level. Let's see what this sounds like. Oh, you know what would be good, actually, is adding the fill in. But the fill doesn't change the accent, unfortunately. Clouds also need some work. Probably more feedback. the density should rise too. So it starts kind of not dense. Just keep chaining these. Hopefully the signal is strong enough. Now some of these Clouds ones are backwards. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, we can turn it down slightly. Let's turn it to half, so we can really hear the change. Cool. I like that quite a bit. We haven't used our second filter and we haven't used frames yet, so I definitely want to do some macro with frames. I'm going to use the black cables. Let's turn some stuff down while we work on it. Good to be able to turn clouds off. So let's do that with one of our channels of frames. Do I have any? I ran out of splitters. I'll use one of these star-shaped splitters. So let's find our little so I've put the 10-volt offset on Frames. Frames is amazing, by the way. One of my favorite modules. So we can just take two of these to control the volume of layers. There we go. And so now this first knob controls veils. We'll just leave it up for now. Now the second knob should probably... Actually, let's do this in order of these. So the fourth knob should control kind of the output of Braids. It's a shame, Elements is tied into Braids though, so I can't really turn off Braids. Could do is, instead of throwing this cable over to shades, actually this is much better. We should control clouds entirely through here, and then take whatever was coming out of shades here, we should control it with this, and that looks like it's fully clouds and looks like our fill. So now if we turn this up, oh wait, wrong ones. There we go. And these should go back in here. Did I break it? Let's unplug this for a sec. So yeah, this is turning up this. We have it at 4. Let's bring it back to shades for a second to see what I've messed up. Oh, I had them plugged into the CV by accident. Let's control this now. So that should be no clouds, and yes clouds. Okay, that's useful. Now we should do one to turn off elements. So I'm going to do the same thing. So now if we wanted elements off, we could turn that off. We have clouds and elements, just elements, or just clouds. Now let's do the same for bass and drums. Luckily it's just one each. Have I really run out of yellow cables? Short yellow cables? Oh, I guess it's okay. And then cool. So these control the cool thing about this is now I can add a bunch of this to this knob. So for example, I could have a state where all of them are off. So let's add that. Then I could do another state where, add another state here. So I've got the red state where they're off, the orange state where I could bring in just elements. Let's do a state right here. This will be the green state where I can also bring in the bass. Let's do a state right here where I guess I bring in the drums. And a state right here where we bring in everything. And then I always like to have one at the very end where I can bring everything back down. So now when I rotate the big knob, I go through all those settings. So we could start with bringing the drums and something like this is like the end result. Oh, and it just turns off. Maybe I should leave something cooking at the end. Although that's a nice slow fade out of everything. Okay. mushy. So I'm gonna go ahead and record. So now that we have like a thing, one thing that we could do, let's see if this works. Yeah. So one thing we could do is let me bring it back up for a sec. I have all the instruments coming in through the ES9. It seems like, yeah, some stuff is like too wild, so maybe the drums. So something like this. And then we could record, we have the elements and clouds on 2 and 9 here. The drums on 5, the bass on 6. So we could record those 4 channels. Oh, you don't see my, sorry, my desktop is all messed up. This. Yeah, so if we wanted to record while we were doing video, we can kind of have it here. It's interesting that we're only getting like the 4 channels. Make sure both clouds are kind of coming in pretty even. Okay. So the thing I'm nervous about is if we go to just the bridge, get back to where we were with the melody that we liked, because it's like a specific yeah, so it's kind of hard to hit exactly right, because we want the bass to like change notes. It's almost like I have to memorize, like, oh, the little... Let's try and hit it. Okay. There's one. It's like you gotta practice making sure you can rotate the knob precisely. That doesn't work. It needs to be a little bit lower. Maybe a little bit higher. Some people will mark with pencil on the surface of the module and then erase it. I'll take a little piece of tape, I think. Like put it on the end of a cable or something to get it right on the right position. Okay, let's see if that will help me. And nothing. Vamping. Trunks, thanks for dropping by. Now let's see if we can hit this. Doesn't sound right. No, it's too high this time. So my piece of tape led me astray. There it is. Try it one more time. So I can listen to the kind of faster melody, and if I'm wrong, I can kind of adjust it before the bass comes in. Here's the change. We'll see if I can hit it. I think I got it. Seems like the clouds is a little loud. Cloud's volume knob right here. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, and I'm still recording. Let me Yeah, you can see we've been kind of recording over here. Let's Command Z this. Start up again and actually try and record the track that we want. So how do we want to play it? Probably want to start with no melody and just start with Start. One more. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can kind of bring the bass in right on the 1. 1, 1. So I went too high, but I think I fixed it. Nope, still too high. So this will just be a practice. So we probably want that to go twice before bringing in all the drums. We're just kind of building a linear build. Let's start over. This one's so low, by the way. I think we need to redo this key. To redo it, we just go right to this key and make sure. Oh, wait, we don't want drums there. We need. Black. 3. Okay, that should be enough. Why does it get so much louder here, though? I don't understand about veils, this version of veils. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I miscounted. Somehow miscounted again. Maybe we would start right here anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 8. Yes! I'm gonna let it go double, and then we'll bring the drums in. Back to the full thing. I think the bridge would have been better with the bass back down with no melody. Stop here at the end to let the reverb go. Something like that. So let's come back over here. This is what we recorded. I'm going to press stop. So where were we? Maybe this last one was where we actually succeeded. Somewhere around here is the actual start. Probably like this impulse. It's got a little like color there in the reverb still, I think. Probably from the clouds or something right at the start, which is fine. But we could do like a low pass up or high pass. No, low pass. Okay, it does get louder. This like a pre-bass intro. Oh, but it's like 4 and 4 and 4. It probably feels right to have all this. All right, let's hear the drums. They're not like, they don't come all the way in here. Too long and too repetitive to have this intro. Unless we just end it right here and don't come back. It could be fine. Yeah. Because we don't want it too long. Since it's so repetitive. I think we could get away with this bridge if we took it back to here. Since we don't. The other thing it makes me want to do is be more experimental with the melody stuff. Even though we dialed this in, wouldn't it be cool to do like just the bass and drums and like be able to kind of crank this up, have more notes or something. Let's go back to the case. Though I'm gonna stop pretty soon. Whoops. Whoops. 1 second. Does that just turn back on? I think it does. I unplugged the HDMI. Yeah, I think it's fine. So, it would be really cool. Let's make a new state over here. Let's say it's like, we'll add a... would love to do something more fun with the bass. And all it would take is changing out the pattern to the main kick drum like this. Oh, we'd have to do it twice. No, we just do it like this. Come back to. So I think we have to unplug it before the next one came in. So it's something like, I can actually show you here what we're trying to do. Down here is where the bass melody is coming from. It's being multed by this line. So if before the next one, we get this ready and then we can play around even more with it. Probably fine to keep its original melody in there. These two notes probably need to be consistent. Not those. Those two. And so if we do the bass, we just unplug it. Starts playing it. that would go is when we come back. Because then we can end the piece. We just end the piece right there. So that could be a cool plan for mixing it up in like the last, let's say, chorus. But the other thing we need to do is when we're here, maybe we leave beats for the last chorus, but we need to kind of be able to come back. To here. Too high. Still too high. Stubborn. You know what? I also feel like I want the cymbal to be twice as fast, by the way. So if we go back to here, I'm just gonna turn it. Yeah. That doesn't sound right to me. This. Why is the snare? The snare shouldn't be. Feels much better. And the cymbal should be moving a lot more. That seems better on that front. The transition seems tricky to get the bass in. Let's say we start here instead of with no bass. Just bring in the drum right with the hi-hat right away. Perfect. Brought it back to the bridge here, and we'll bring in the full drums and plates later. So if we went, and then we turn up the drums already, we get plates ready, and we get the bass drum ready. I'll do it in 2 more. So we'll wait here. Boom, boom. All right, and then I have it ready to go. Here we go. Big change. Oh, but I can't change this at the same time. I guess we could leave it here for a sec. It into the min and max of the Kinks. Over here, I'm thinking about how to make this bass transition easier. We can do where this is the minimum, right? Yeah, the accent is the minimum. Switching which one it's in. If it's in the max, it'll play everything like this. Let's bring it back down to this pattern. And then if I flip it to the min, yes. That transition is very tricky. I might not nail it on stream today. I might have to like think about it for a second. I do think we start with the bass. Alright, let's try and do one last recording and then we'll stop. So we'll just start new here. just thinking for a second. I did like bringing the hi-hat in with the melody, so I think the first change would be something like this. Down to nothing and do this deal. I think this is like what we want after that first bit. And then we want to be able to kind of transition back over to this. I almost need a sequential switch. Switching back and forth between these two patterns. So I should work on that because the third one I think I should crank like that, and then we should just bring in the drums and stuff. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. I need the drums for the bass pattern. So like this thing should be where the full drums come in. With the clouds is fine. But then transitioning back to it's going to be very tricky to do that. I wonder how. What can I use to do it? I could offload something from Veils and use Veils to turn up the CV, and then I can control that with frames. Let's take a break from listening to this for a second. These should all be off here. Why can I still hear it? Weird. I think I messed up the keyframes here. Yeah, I think I need to kind of reroute so that I can control the bass drum pattern with one of the Veils channels. Or the bass guitar pattern. So I need to reorganize a few things. I wonder if I could get away with just I could potentially, because I never turn off elements, so there's no point in using these two. So I could send elements directly to... Let's see how loud this is. If I just plug these in... I guess the one downside of this is, so it's completely controlled by clouds. Let me turn it down this way. Yeah. That's the quietest it can get. And then this should still control the... Yeah, that's fine. So that frees up 2 channels here. And so I could could take this kick pattern and I could send it to Veils. Let's put it at the very bottom. And then I could bring it back from Veils over to here. And so if I had the bass drum on, why is the bass not playing now? Drums are playing just fine. Oh, I need to bring it here. So then I can control this with mix them up. So this should be going to 1. This should be going, and this is the minimum. Oh, should this be maximum? Good, okay. So this is when nothing's happening. And then if I want the bass to go crazy, okay, that's much easier. And I can actually route that with frames now. Which is cool. So let's redo all our frames. I think if I can just hold this down, maybe I can delete them all. Yes. And then we'll just add them one at a time. Oh, and I can control that with frames. Yeah. So we'll use we should be using orange for all of these, but they're blue now. Okay. So we'll add a frame here for kind of nothing. Let's add a frame here where we bring in the bass, and yes, this is fine. So that's pretty normal. It's a shame we can't, you know what? Can we just do the melody also? So instead of using shades, could I use Veils for that? So that would be a lot easier. That would be a lot easier. Veils to the rescue, man. What if I send just the offset all the way? And then we take the out. Yeah. And then we turn this down. Yes, this is so good. Okay, and then we control that with frames as well. But we don't have any. I guess we could leave the bass loud. Right? What does that change? Because we don't ever turn it off for the whole track. That should be fine. And then we'll use this one for. Let's try and find a purple. I don't think we have one. This one to control how much that goes. Okay, so it's going to become so much easier to play. here's where the melody comes in and the drums. So drums are easy. We'll turn this down. And then the melody is trickier. We have to get it perfect. Wait, we could just do, we don't need this channel. Wait, why did my... We could just do this straight from frames. So we don't need veils there at all. But why did my elements stop showing up? Oh, but that's not good. If it's not 0, then that won't work. Ah, that's a shame. Oh, but why is that not working now? Likewise with clouds, we should be hearing. Okay. Why is our clouds not working anymore? Oh, maybe because we broke our volt per octave input. That's probably why. Oh, right, because we're not sending it any CV. So, what's the problem? Out. Oh, because we don't have the offset going in. Oh, right, I see. Okay, that should work. that doesn't sound the same. And also Frames doesn't seem to have control over it. Why don't I have control over this? Try a different cable real fast. Yeah, it's strange. Offset should be able to control this knob. I want to try that other thing real fast. Like Frames honestly should. There we go. Okay, we're getting close. Need to change Frames to like linear mode to make this easier, or set this up to be directly like up or something. This one we want to go all the way back down and then bring up this. Are we having the same struggle again? So it goes in here.
try it.
There it is. So why won't it be controlled by frames? Oh, I think it's the same issue that we ran into last time. It doesn't seem like frames can do this for some reason with CV. Maybe we just do it with this knob then, and don't worry about programming it. So in that way, let's delete all our frames again. And so we would add one here that will just be there we go. Then let's do one just straight up. Actually, let's do it facing this knob or light right here. We'll add a frame, and then we want the melody. Perfect. And we probably need to just turn these two at the same time. Okay, so to play this, I actually didn't mean to be recording all this. Let's stop that. Undo. Try again. that's fine. One more recording and then we'll probably stop the stream. That works really well now. Right in key. Easy to make the change between the two sections. This will probably be the final time. Cool. This is actually working pretty well. I've fumbled the last chorus, but I think it's pretty good. Try it one more time. Great. Okay, great. I need to overturn it on that one. Nice. Well, if you've been hanging out for a while, thank you. Hey Joshua, good to see you. Yeah, I was just wrapping up a patch from scratch and a bunch of recordings trying to figure out like what this should sound like. And I feel like we got pretty close there at the end. Actually, we can come over to here and listen to what we just did. I think it's good. There are a few things I wish I could play with the melody a little bit more. This is what we just recorded, I think. Fine to bring the drums in here like we did. Like this kind of like it's like a little early, but I think it's fine. And then here that transition. So here, we missed a few things up. Let's grab this. Because when you're making like a piece on Modular, I don't think it's worth it to... I think we need to figure out like what it's supposed to do. So I'll probably need to like perform this a few more times, but just so we understand like what the song is in the first place, let's throw these in. It takes me a while to figure out like what the piece of music should be. All right. And then how do we do here? I mean, that's really good. Really good. And then good. So I nail it the second time around, but it's the first time I whiff on. Okay. I also feel like I should be recording the hat like on its own track so I can mess around with it. I should also send it through warps. So here's what we ended up with. Something like this. Oh yeah, and while we're here, why don't we just start to... I always do like a little bit of mixing of these things. Here. So unlike these that I was changing, I think this is cool. Yeah, there's that little tweak there unintentionally is very good. It needs to be its root note one more time. How does it work here? Oh no, it does go straight into that. Oh, that's pretty cool. That this time around when I did it, it like stepped up like a half step into it. Unfortunately, I don't think one of the problems with just changing the bass around a little bit is it won't match with what Elements is doing. So we will have to re-perform this. But just for listening's sake. Okay. That's fine. So the change for, so here drums come in here. The change for the second verse is Elements, or sorry, Clouds should be. Yeah, just kind of ramping up with Clouds. And these third ones, I should want to be able to fuss with what's going on in Elements during them. really cool transition. I feel like I nailed this last bit. I just wish the second verse was a little bit cleaner. Good. Well, I don't know what we would call it, but... And how long is it? Yeah, I think that would be it. Let's just save this. And I will be done for the day. Oh, it's like flipping back and forth because I'm touching numbers. Bear with me. Okay. There we go. Let's export it. Probably have to be re-recorded or re-performed. Just doing a quick stream. Alright, thanks again. I'll see y'all next time. Just doing a quick streaming check, testing if the mic is actually good.